It's Madden NFL 23 on EA Sports. And coming up, it's the Commanders' superstar cornerback. He's putting together an incredible season, now in double digits with 10 picks. It's the Commanders and the Falcons on Sunday Night Primetime.
We are technically 5 miles east of Washington, D.C., and that's where you find this place, FedEx Field in Landover, Maryland. Straight ahead, it's a matchup of unbeatens between the Atlanta Falcons and the Washington Commanders. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. And Charles, you talk about this Commanders team coming into play here today. They've certainly found their groove of late, winners of 5 in a row.
And I think the sky's the limit for this team. They're playing the best football that they've played in a long time.
Meanwhile, for the visiting Falcons, we're in October now, so everybody should be coming into form, shouldn't they?
They really should, and what you have now is a full routine established about what you want to get done and full focus on the season.
Set to go now in Week 6 of the NFL season, and we are underway on EA Sports. This one fielded at the 5. And makes it across the 20 as his guys will set up shop at the 23-yard line. So here come the Falcons now to get the football for the first time. And trotting out there, a guy who's established himself as a veteran in this league, now in his 5th year at quarterback.
That was a solid performance last week, wasn't it? 2 touchdowns, no interceptions, ran the team well, won the ball game. Bottom line, may not have been earth-shattering.
Now the man from UTEP, this is Aaron Jones. And he'll hope that this is not a sign of what's in store as he has to fight just to get back to the line of scrimmage. Back to throw now on 2nd and 10. He'll get this into the hands of Ayuk. And this will go as a gain of 7 as he gets it to the 30-yard line. On 3rd and short, they'll try and pick it up through the air. Man open, that's Calvin Ridley. And he's going to have a Falcons first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. So he turned to a trusted, familiar face in that 3rd down situation. It paid off.
Yeah, you go to your veteran receiver in that spot, so you can't underestimate him when he's on the field. Defensively, make sure you know where he is because he understands how to get open in key situations.
And they get to him after a gain of 6 to the 46. The numbers on the ground for Jones last week. 16 carries, 89 yards, and a touchdown.
And he's hoping to have the same type of game, but he's going up against the #1 defense in the league, and they're very good at fitting the run. So now you've got to think offensive strategy, maybe a little more play action, and try and find some people open downfield.
And the tackle going to be made at the 38. The first drive here and the first time that we've called the big tight end's name, but I can assure you this, Charles, it won't be the last.
No, it won't, because when he gets going, now it opens up opportunities on the perimeter because that'll draw the defense towards him in the middle of the field. Now your wide receivers will get involved as this game goes on.
From Commanders territory now, it's 1st and 10 at the 38. The play action fake. They'll look to throw. And this will be incomplete. Physical play on the football there, and it's 2nd down. They go back to the ground with Jones fighting his way down to about the 35-yard line. This will be the 8th play of the drive. It's 3rd and 7. He'll look to throw. Airing it out, looking for Ridley. And it's knocked away and incomplete. Koo knocks this one through the post, and the Falcons are out to a 3-0 advantage. They were probably hoping to get him a little bit closer for a shorter field goal, but he was able to get it done from deep.
Nice little tester for him to begin things, huh? I think he was open for a little bit more of a chip shot. Instead, they made him stretch it out a little bit, but he's got to feel great now that he put it through the pipes.
And Rodgers will hold on to this one, and it'll come out to the 25. Here are the Commanders for their first drive of the game. And they will be led out by a man in his sophomore campaign as the quarterback.
I tell you what, when he is on schedule for that week, secondaries take notice because you've got to stay alert back there on every snap. A truly powerful arm, one that's capable of challenging any level of the defense on any given play. That's why so many scouts preach arm talent when preparing for the NFL draft. A quarterback with arm strength to make every throw in the book, he's an asset to have in any offense.
Now a first carry here for Robinson. And this will be a gain of 5 as he gets it to the 30. The numbers in last week's ball game for Robinson. 2 trips to the end zone and well past 100 yards.
And going back and watching the film, we saw every kind of run from him, didn't we? We saw some power, we saw finesse, we saw speed, and what I love the most, he finished each and every run.
They find some open field here. And he'll be tackled right on the chalk at a 45. A gain of 14, first down Commanders.
How many times do we say in this game that speed kills, and it does it in so many different ways? In this case, you got a back who's quick and shifty, can make moves, make people miss, but also gets to and through a hole before it can close down. That's some of the benefits of that speed, not just outrunning people in the secondary, and that led to a really nice gain.
Straight ahead, it's Robinson. And he's over midfield and into Falcon territory. 6 yards on that last play. Here's 2nd and 4. Now they'll switch it up here and look to throw. And they'll get this down to around the 47-yard line. They'll come to the line needing only 2 yards to gain the first here. On 3rd and 2. Sinclair, open man Lamb, it's complete. And that's going to be good for another first down as the tackle's made at the Falcons' 36. 11 yards there as they connect on the quick slant.
Solid opening drive so far, Charles. They've moved this football into field goal range, but you know that they want to cap this off with 6 and not 3.
Absolutely, as one of the better coaches in the league always tells me, on offense, I want to throw body blows all game long and finish it with uppercuts. Well, here are the body blows right now. He's hoping in one uppercut will take care of the end of this drive.
Looking to throw on 2nd down. Sinclair.
That's out to the flat for Gibson.
And he is out of bounds inside the 30. The 8th play of the drive coming up. It's 3rd and 3. Out of the gun, they'll look to throw. And he's going to be taken down here. A sack back at the 32.
With Sean Gary that time fighting free and getting to the quarterback. That sack there, that likely brings out the field goal unit, so they might have to settle for 3 here on their opening drive.
They did some nice things getting things started there, moving the ball downfield, but taking that sack on 3rd down, that lets the air out of the momentum balloon just a little bit.
So on 4th down, Ron Rivera sends out the field goal unit. This is a 49-yard attempt, right hash. And this one is right down Broadway. And that will tie us at 3-3. So a return of serve, so to speak, here on the 2nd drive of our game as they respond to that opening field goal with 3 of their own.
I like that. Go a little tennis on me.
I know you. You like to mix it up with sports.
They crack a forehand back out and we get a backhand. What was the return on?
It was a backhand.
I like
a
that.
really good backhand.
With some nice top spin on the
a little bit.
I love it. Almost a mirror image when you really get down to it. I thought that was pretty good stuff.
So for the 2nd time in this one, we get set to see the Falcons offense.
And this ball game, clearly the game of the year so far. It's not very often that you find two unbeaten teams playing each other this late in the season, but that's what we have here, two heavyweights in the NFL.
You're right about that, and you think about recent memories, so let's take a little ginkgo right now and go down memory lane, right? 2007, 7-0 Colts, 8-0 Patriots. The Pats won 24-20. They ended up going 16-0 in the regular season before they lost in the Super Bowl against the Giants. How about 2015? 6-0 Broncos, 6-0 Packers. Denver won 29-10. And in 2020, Steelers and Titans were both 5-0. Pittsburgh won that one.
So after the sack, a scenario you certainly don't work on too often. 2nd and 24. They'll drop to throw. Throw left side complete. That's Jones. Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. In trouble here, and down he goes. Back at the 8-yard line. Multiple players getting home there for an 8-yard loss. 3rd and long, you knew that he was going to throw it. He just couldn't find anybody to throw it to.
Yeah, and it shouldn't have been a surprise, but that was perfect execution of their nickel defense. That 5th defensive back, the extra defender, he really tightened up things downfield in coverage, and they were able to get to him in the pocket.
The Falcons send out their punter, as his first punt will come from inside his own end zone. They only punted twice in the win last week as he gets this one away. Oh, nice move. That'll go as a 46-yard punt with a return of 7. And this offense will take over right at the midfield stripe with a 1st and 10. The Commanders going to retake the field for drive number 2. And last time able to get 3. It's not what they wanted. They wanted 6, but they got at least something. They mustered something out of the drive.
They'll take it. I like the way you've described it. Not ideal, but they'll take it. Anything to put some points on the board. But this time on offense, they don't even want to see the field goal kicker trot on the field. They want that ball in the end zone.
Yeah, they'll be going for 6. To throw on 3rd down. Sinclair. And that is incomplete. Here's Tommy Townsend on to punt. He was called on 3 times in the win last week as his first one here's away. And this will carry out of bounds. Where are they going to spot it now? At about the 18-yard line, it looks like. Atlanta now coming out on the field. These guys definitely hoping for a better showing than their last appearance. They couldn't really even move the football much beyond the shadows of their own goalpost, Charles. We'll see if they can get a better, more sustained drive going here.
Yeah, and every team that we ever talk to says the exact same thing. When you start a drive from that deep in your own territory, the goal is a minimum of at least 2 first downs, because even if you have to punt then, you change the field position, right? You flip the field a little bit. They didn't get that done. This time they want to string together a nice drive and help themselves out.
Out of the gun now on 3rd down. And he's got a man, Calvin Ridley. And he is going to have a Falcons first down by about 3 yards or so as they wind up getting 7 there on 3rd and 4.
And that's one of those where it feels like backyard football in a sense. You say, forget about the route. Just run to the open spot in the middle of the field, and I'll find you. Good throw, good concentration on the catch, and they pick up the first down.
Now a play fake here on 1st down. It's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect. Line of scrimmage, the 31 as they line up 2nd and 10. An inside give to Jones. And just not a big enough hole to break this one. He gets into the 35 after showcasing that tough running of his. He'll look to throw. And complete to Drake London. And he is going to have a Falcons first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
Did you see that route the way that I did? I thought he was trying to get
that wasn't the first option.
No, it came off of that guy, the deep guy, and came underneath on the drag. Completed it very well.
A pair of first downs gives him a 1st and 10 up at the 44. He'll drop to throw.
The left side completion to Jones. And they went the wrong way there. Losing yardage back at the 43-yard line. He was unable to shake free there. They'll cover him for a loss of a yard.
This Washington defense, Charles, terrific in the victory a week ago.
And how'd you like to be the quarterback reviewing the game tape from last week and seeing this defense on the spot on almost every snap? If the ball was in the air, they took it away. If the ball was popped free, they picked it up. 5 takeaways in last week's game.
Oh, it's intercepted. He was trying to get it to Ridley.
And he will bring this one back. An interception return for a Commanders touchdown. But no surprise to see that one, partner. The league's #1 defense coming through with a huge pick-6.
And it's plays like that one that have made them the most feared group to face this year. Offenses, they're trying to figure out how to work around them rather than work through them. Big-time impact playmakers scattered throughout the unit on every level, and they can change a game at a moment's notice.
Extra point right down the middle. And the lead is now 10-3. So the defense creating some points, not only getting the interception, but then returning it to the end zone for the pick-6. So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick-6. And now the kick is away.
Taken in at the 3. And his guys will get the football right at the 20-yard line.
Here comes the Atlanta offense now ready to take over here.
Now remember, they were just out here a moment ago through the pick-6, so we'll see if they can take better care of the football this go-around.
Yeah, and sometimes, partner, I think it's almost better that you just throw the pick-6 and you come right back out on the field. You're not over on the sidelines dwelling for it for very long. You're not hearing everyone say, oh, hey, you'll get them next time. Hey, don't worry about it. All that stuff just goes right out the window. You're right back out on the field with a chance to atone.
He's got his pass-catching tight end. That's Pitts.
6 yards the pickup, and that's a first down.
That was a route run not just with dexterity, but with intelligence. Found the hole in the zone, made sure the quarterback saw him, and was able to make the sure catch and flip the down marker back to run.
Now on first down, he'll drop to throw it.
And the Washington pressure gets to him, and he will go down. The pressure from multiple guys there as they bury him for a big 9-yard loss. Just not much a quarterback can do there, CD. The pressure was in his face almost instantaneously, led to a very quick sack.
Yeah, that's one where you turn to your lineman and say, guys, can I get a little help here? And you have to ask politely because, remember, they're blocking for you the entire game. But as a quarterback, you've also got to have the clock running in your head when you need to get rid of the football. But this time, he had no chance. They were on him instantly.
And the next-gen stat's going to show just how much time he had to make a decision, and it's not much. 3 seconds, the final clocking.
On second down, it's Jones. Even with the nice move, can't go very far. Stopped short of the 30. The offense on third down tonight, they've converted 3 out of 5 thus far. This will be 3rd and 15.
They'll find Ayuk open right side.
So the completion good for 6 yards. And that'll bring up 4th down.
That's certainly playing down a distance very well by the defense, isn't it? Take whatever you want underneath by all means.
The Falcons send out their punter as he'll punt it away for the second time. This is taken at the 23. It'll be a 39-yard punt, give him a good 10 yards on the return.
And it will be Washington football now with a 1st and 10. So here is Washington now to take over.
Remember, they're riding that 5-game winning streak, and right now in the driver's seat in this ball game as well. They begin the drive with Robinson. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. First down yardage on the first play of the drive, give him 14. They had 3 tight ends in on that set, and they were really good at blocking for their running back.
And give them a lot of credit because in football nowadays, tight ends coming out of college often don't block very often. These guys have really developed into superior blockers, and that's why they use them in this formation so often.
Back to Robinson now on first down.
And he's over midfield and into Falcon territory. They'll break the huddle and come out with 4 receivers, 3 of them to the right side, 2nd and 7. Here's a throw to his running back. It's complete. And a 6-yard gain gets him right around the 43. They'll run with Gibson. And he's got the first before he's brought down at the 39-yard line. They're able to convert with a gain of 4.
I think they like this drive a little bit better there, partner. Running game helping out, picking up some of the slack. Because remember the last drive, they went 3 and out.
So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10.
Robinson, he'll try the left side.
And just no chance of turning the corner. He can only get back to the line of scrimmage. 2nd and 10 coming up. Now he'll look to throw here on 2nd and 10.
Open man, completes it to Claypool. Touchdown, Washington.
Chase Claypool with touchdown number 7 on the year.
And the Commanders have taken a 2-touchdown lead now.
As a general rule, quarterbacks don't want to lock in on a receiver before the ball is snapped. But in this case, based on the matchup he thought he was going to get, it was favorable for his tight end. He locked in on him early and found him for a touchdown.
Point after, right down the middle. And the lead is now 17-3. A drive that time of 6 plays.
And it was finished off by the Chase Claypool touchdown catch.
The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. Here's Aaron Jones in the offense trotting back out. And we checked the rushing numbers so far here into Week 6, and the returns have been really good. Now, you're starting to hit that stride middle of the season toward the end. They're certainly hoping they can keep up this production.
They are, because one of the adages in the NFL is that defense travels and defense endures even in bad weather, right? You know what else does? A good running game. And people want that, especially as you're head down the stretch. You may play outdoors in some nasty stuff. You're trying to get to the playoffs. This is the time to get it going. And individually, I don't think you should just think about 1,000 yards either. The bar has to be set higher with this beginning.
That one covers 24 yards. It's a 1st down.
Well, these guys have definitely been outplayed in the first half. I like their countenance. I like the way that they haven't panicked out there, the way they're carrying themselves. They were starting to move the ball, and what you have to do, maintain your poise and start to put together some drives.
They'll look to throw here on 1st down. He finds his man, complete. It's Lucas.
And he'll be brought down on the other side of midfield at the 43.
Well, they were unable to make anything really big out of that, but it's not a bad idea to find your tight end and give him an easy completion and keep moving things forward. Almost as bread and butter as a good running back dive play.
Again, he'll drop to throw. This one caught by Ridley.
And they're going to have another 1st down here as the tackle's made at Washington's 26.
A nice pickup of 17 yards.
A big completion there against double coverage. And Charles, one of those guys had a pick on him earlier.
Yeah, so he didn't allow that to deter him at all, did he? In fact, it probably was a challenge. Okay, you got to pick me for? It's my turn now to make the big play, and that's exactly what he did.
They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. That's going to be knocked away and incomplete. So after the incompletion on 1st, now 2nd and 10. Back to throw again. This is caught. Touchdown, Falcons. Aaron Jones, 26 yards. And the Falcons are back within a score.
And that's another route that defenders would vote to take out of the game.
The wheel route?
Oh, without a doubt. You're just trying to move everybody in one direction. And whether it's a running back or another receiver, as they zip out on the sideline, you've got a problem on your hands.
Yeah, when the defenders hate it there, it happened, and it resulted in a touchdown. Now for the point after. And it's up through the goalpost. It's 17-10. So the drive there took 6 plays. And the end result, an Atlanta touchdown.
Following the touchdown, here's Koo to kick off. This one fielded at the 5. And able to get this out to the 25. Set to go again. Here's Brian Robinson, the Commander offense.
So far, been so good this season. Well on his way, as you see, to a 1,000-yard campaign. Is he almost having the type of year to where you say, let's let him get his and we'll control everything else?
That's one way to go about it. Personally, I go about it differently. I'm taking on the bully. I've got to, because he gives his team an identity and confidence. And if we slow him down, now guess what? Everyone starts looking at each other like, who's going to make a play? Because he's made all the plays so far. So I have to go get him first. Build my defenses towards shutting him down.
Good luck. I mean, not many teams have been able to do it. We'll see. A gain there of 21 yards.
Never make the mistake that the slot receivers, especially the little guys that we're watching here, are just quicker than fast. A lot of them combine quickness and speed, and they catch a lot of footballs, as we just saw there.
A give left side to Robinson.
And he's over midfield and into Falcon territory. The previous run, good for 9. Here's second and a yard. They'll run again here with Robinson. He could muster only a yard there, and they'll be left with a third and very short.
So this game of our, Charles, you know, the talk of the NFL world all week. 2 unbeaten teams. You rarely see such a matchup this deep into a season.
I would agree with that, because normally you might get one team undefeated for a while, but 2 teams like this, and I remember in preseason, you looked at schedules and said, I think these 2 are on a collision course. It'd be interesting to see if they actually get there, and they did. And to me, the winner of this game has to wear the crown of Super Bowl favorite.
Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10.
On the give, here's Robinson.
Oh, he breaks a tackle, and he's got an alley. And down to the 20 he'll go before heading out of bounds.
55 rushing yards rushing now on 8 carries for him so far. And boy, CD, it's one thing to watch a great run, but when it's a great run with broken contact, it's like a cherry on top. That was a nice play.
And that, in a nutshell, shows you what this guy's made of. I mean, most guys in the NFL just can't do that. He absorbed the contact, refocused himself, and made a break for the end zone.
Running game working. They'll stick with it on 1st down. And he'll get him inside the 15 down to the 14-yard line. On the toss, here's Robinson. And he'll get it here to the 10-yard line.
So not quite a 1st and goal. It's 1st and 10 from the 10.
Back to throw. Sinclair firing quickly, but it's incomplete. An incomplete pass on 1st down. That leads to a 2nd and 10.
Robinson up the middle.
And he's brought down.
We both know it's difficult, but they've made it look effortless out there. Through the air, on the ground, they've moved the ball with relative ease.
Robinson is in. Touchdown, Washington. So he had the nice run to get him down there. Was stopped just short of the goal line, but they go right back to him, CD, and he delivers to finish the drive off.
A little extra determination there, don't you think, partner? You notice he didn't tap on his helmet and say, get me out after the run down to the end zone. He said, I almost got in. I'm going to get in on my own. I'm staying in. And he carries it across the goal line.
No going for two. They'll kick the point after. And the lead is up to 14. So that one a long 11-play drive. And it was capped off by the touchdown run for Brian Robinson. Washington kick team back out there now as they will send this one away. And no effort to bring this one out. It's a touchback. The Falcons offense set to go. Right now, Charles, it just feels like they're trying to keep pace. They did score the touchdown last time out, but they still trail by double digits here. We'll see if this offense is once again up to the task.
Yeah, and I think that after the last drive, they've got to be pretty revved up, don't you think? Everything they were doing was working pretty well. They go back out there.
He rifles one that's intercepted.
And the Commanders are going to take possession of the football.
Partner, I think this one won't arrive very simply because he overestimated his arm strength and his ability to fit it anywhere he wants to. A lot of quarterbacks do that and often pay the price.
Brian Robinson Jr. making his way back onto the field.
And it may just be the second quarter, but he's in his zone, well on his way to eclipsing that 100-yard mark.
And when a back has a game, as we're witnessing right now, his name's going to be in the books, but it's really a collective deal, isn't it? Because that means he's getting plenty of blocking, a lot of help from his teammates, but he's making the most of it.
Yeah, he's made the most of it to this point. To throw on second down, Sinclair. And a quick throw here, that's complete.
And they're going to be set up now with the ball at the 13-yard line. Robinson will try to pick it up.
It's a first down following a gain of 3. Looking to throw. Sinclair
over the middle. That's caught by Claypool.
Touchdown!
Chase Claypool.
2 catches, 2 touchdowns here so far.
And the Commanders have moved out in front by 3 touchdowns. Well, only the 2 catches for him thus far, CD, but both of them have resulted in touchdowns.
And I think he's on the bench right now, Brandon, smiling at his position coach and telling him, all those times you talked to us about efficiency, I'm living it right now.
Now the try here for the point after. And the lead now to 3 touchdowns at 21 points. So that drive of 4 plays.
And it was finished off by the Chase Claypool touchdown catch.
And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. And here now come the Falcons.
And for this offense, Charles, you got to think kind of crucial here to put something together on this drive, because remember last time out they threw the interception on the very first play.
And you can't afford to let this defense keep building any more momentum. They're playing awfully well, and they're awfully confident right now. To me, it's time to attack and take some of that momentum back. But make sure you're selective in doing so. Understand where you want to throw the football and make sure it's open before the ball leaves your hands.
Oh, the Commanders are going to get there as he's taken down. The pressure from multiple guys there as they bury him for a big 9-yard loss.
Minutes remaining in this first half of football.
An extra man in the secondary for Washington on 3rd down.
Running right, Jones. And he'll get this one across the 20, but only up to about the 21.
And Washington now going to use the first of their 3 timeouts.
So as they take it over, we step aside. The Falcons send out their punter as he's on to kick it away. He's been a busy man here in this first half as he gets it away. 33 yards is the distance on the punt there.
And the Commanders will take over with a 1st and 10. Set to go again. Here's Brian Robinson in the Commander offense.
He's been good. His guys are winning. So far, the recipe working here in the second quarter.
He doesn't like to just tote the rock. He wants to carry his team on his back, and that's what he's done throughout this game.
Yeah, he's done that. He'll be hoping to continue that trend.
He has now hit number 500. Charles, that is his 500th NFL career catch.
Definitely worthy of applause, but I remember when 500 meant you were going to the Hall of Fame. Nowadays, in today's football, 500 put...
Oh, you saw that one coming. It's intercepted. Throwing back across his body.
Isaiah Simmons picking it off. And the Falcons are going to have it here at their own 32-yard line.
Well, CD, I know it's just his second year in the league as a quarterback, but that's going to be one when he flips on the tape. He's like, I shouldn't have thrown that ball.
No doubt about it, and his coaching staff will be emphatic about he shouldn't have thrown that ball. But remember, second year, as you noted, on-the-job training, so he's got to take this feedback that he's getting, negative or otherwise, and turn it into positives moving forward.
About set to begin their next drive, the Falcons offense at the line. And Charles, we'll see what they can do here.
And he lost the football, but this will fortunately wind up out of bounds.
Offensively, they're just not playing a very clean football game right now. This deficit, there's a fumble. Good news for them, at least. That went out of bounds.
You're exactly right, and as they breathe a sigh of relief, you know they're looking at the scoreboard, thinking to themselves, if we turn it over there, things could really get rough for us trying to make a comeback in this game.
And now, as with every potential turnover, they're going to take a second look at this just to make sure. And the question, was the knee in fact down before this ball comes loose? And is the video convincing enough to overturn it?
A lot of factors here. Remember, you also need clear possession of the football afterwards. This is a tough one to overturn.
So that one overturned. They say the knee was down, and that will not be ruled a fumble.
And for the third time here in this half, it's intercepted.
Picked up by Jamin Davis. And he will bring this one back. It is a pick six for a Washington touchdown.
Hey, you start to feel sorry now for the young man throwing the football. This is really turning into a disaster.
Listen, it's baptism. Right? This is almost a rite of passage. This young in the league, go back and find a Hall of Fame quarterback and check their records for their first 2 years, especially if they started the bulk of the games. I bet you'll find double-digit interceptions on just about every one of them. They have to learn as they go along.
Extra point forthcoming. And he's been a busy man, 5 for 5 now as he knocks another one through to extend the lead. A heck of a play there defensively, getting the interception, navigating his way into the end zone for the touchdown. So they throw the pick six. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line.
Well, the Falcons now going to go on offense late in this first half. Charles, you're down multiple scores, less than a minute left here, but with that deficit, they've got to try to at least work their way into field goal range to try to muster something out of this drive.
And I'm going to go ahead and date myself one more time because I'm going to quote an old Smokey and the Bandit lyric. They've got a long way to go and a short time to get there, but they still have time to get it done. So I'm looking forward to watching them mount this drive and see if they can get some points out of it.
Setting up the screen here, Aaron Jones. The Falcons going to use the second of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 45 seconds to go in the first half. He'll find Jones again, complete. And now maybe they want some extra time to talk about this third and long play as we'll get a timeout. And with halftime on the horizon, they'll be out of timeouts from here forward.
The Commanders bringing out the nickel package on third down. This time they stay on the ground. And they'll indeed stop him on third down. And now what do you want to do with your timeouts? Now a second timeout called for by the defense. So that means they're down to one remaining here as we head toward halftime. The Falcons send out their punter as he's on to punt for the fourth time tonight. And the fair catch is made at about the 27-yard line. Final 12 seconds of the half now as they've got it 1st and 10. They're just going to run it here up the middle. And he'll just push his way forward for a few as the clock will run. So we've reached halftime here in our nation's capital with the Commanders on top. As we'll send you down the coast now to Orlando, that's where we find Jonathan Coachman, ready with our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
All right, Brandon, thanks very much. We'll get back to you and Charles in a minute. But first, time to give the folks at home a look at what's going on around the NFL. We'll start up at TIAA Stadium in Jacksonville, where it was the Jaguars who pick up the win at home. Trevor Lawrence, a strong performance there, over 300 yards passing with 3 touchdowns in the victory. Next, we head up to the Windy City. Check on the Bears at home, Soldier Field. And they were winners in that one over the visiting Pittsburgh Steelers. Justin Fields, a strong performance there, over 300 yards passing with 3 touchdowns in the victory. And then one more to highlight, Monday Night Football. That'll be a good one between the Seattle Seahawks and the Baltimore Ravens. Next, a look at the next-gen stats in that first half for the Falcons. And despite the fact that they're looking up at a double-digit deficit at halftime, they were able to move the football through the air in those first 2 quarters. Meanwhile, for Washington, we check out their numbers on the ground as they'll try to keep the momentum going into the second half.
All right, Coach, thanks very much. Fine work as always as we welcome you back for quarter number 3. Second half about to start. The Commanders have the lead. They'll get it first as we are back underway. Here come the Commanders for the first possession of the third quarter. Well, it's hard to imagine the first half going any better for them, CD, and now here as they begin their first series of the second half. I mean, they score here. This one, it's pretty much out of reach.
We honestly might already be at that point, partner, because this team, they were dominant in the first half, continue to be dominant now, and I think they're viewing this as a put-away drive on their way to a lopsided victory.
Second down and a run by Robinson. And he is going to lose yardage here. It'll go down as a 2-yard loss, and it brings up a third down.
And that's what this defense is going to need to do more in the second half. Good pressure that time, forces some indecision in the backfield. He's going to wind up being taken down for a nice loss.
From the gun on third down, Sinclair. He's going to fire this thing deep right sideline. And he overshot him there. It's out of bounds, incomplete. Washington going to send out their punter as he'll kick it away for the second time. And this will hit just beyond the goal line as it's into the end zone for a touchback. So we get set to start this third quarter. Here's the Falcons offense now. CD, they certainly know the hole that they face as they begin the second half. They have to do what precious few teams have done in NFL history. That's try to come back from a 4-possession deficit.
Hey, partner, you know as that team gathers, they're saying to each other, you never say never, right? Because if you're on an NFL roster, that's how you have to think. You can always come back and win a ball game. And let's face it, we saw a certain Super Bowl, a 25-point lead late, that wasn't enough to put someone away. But that being said, this task is near impossible. Let's face it. And bottom line is, it officially becomes impossible if this possession is an empty one.
Pass protection has been a problem all night long as they come up facing second and a bundle. Now a handoff. Running left is Jones. Despite some tough running, he's still wrangled down shy of the 15. These guys have punted 4 times already, and they're staring at a 5th, barring a conversion here on third. Pressure gets to him, and down he goes. Back at the 4-yard line. Looks like a 9-yard loss, and it also brings up 4th. So that time, Charles, quarterback helpless really in the pocket in the face of a pass rush like that. They were on him instantly.
Yeah, that's when we turn to your lineman and say, guys, can I get a little help here? And you have to ask politely because, remember, they're blocking for you the entire game. But as a quarterback, you've also got to have the clock running in your head when you need to get rid of the football. But this time, he had no chance. They were on him instantly.
As we check the next-gen stats, you'll see he had precious little time to do anything with the football there.
It'll be 37 yards there on the punt.
And Washington will have a short field here as they take over 1st and 10. On 1st and 10, it's Robinson.
Room here to run. And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20.
102 yards for him on the ground now. He has been a tough man to bring down all night.
Well, that last run makes this a 100-yard night. I've loved the way he's hit the holes. He's been quick, he's been decisive, and he's been a whole lot of fun to watch.
So 1st and 10, and if they score on this drive, might have to start digging in our second-half blowout material.
Back to throw. Sinclair over the middle here. It's Hilton.
And they're going to be set up now with the ball at the 13-yard line.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
Throwing into traffic there, and that's complete. And he's brought down. He's been big. 2 touchdowns earlier. Now he's got a first down here.
I think he has to be saying to himself, how did that not wind up a touchdown? Remember, you just need the tip of the ball across the plane. It's not going to get there, but they're going to be set up in great shape with 1st and goal.
Robinson will take this one in. Touchdown, Washington. Boy, another score. This lead gets even bigger. And, Charles, we haven't even hit the 4th quarter yet.
Well, forget the deficit, right? They're really not going to cut into that a heck of a lot. But how can they get out of here with some dignity? Can they get a stop or two? Can they make a play on offense themselves? Anything to start to feel better about what's happened to them here in this one.
Now the extra point try forthcoming. And the lead grows even larger here in the 3rd quarter. A drive there of just 4 plays.
And it was capped off by the touchdown run for Brian Robinson. Kick team out there for the Commanders as they send this one away.
And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback.
And now this offense comes back out onto the field. Well, we're still in the 3rd quarter, so there's some time to kind of clean this up and make it look more respectable now. Or win, that's probably gone out the window, Charles. But I don't know. Do you look at this as a time to just improve and maybe start to look towards the future?
I think you have to find something to play for, something to grasp onto until the clock runs out. But, Brandon, we've been around this game a long time. This is an outlier. You don't get many blowouts like this no matter how the game looks on paper.
And for the 4th time tonight, it's an interception.
Picked off by Cameron Curl. And the Commanders are going to take possession of the football.
Well, that's a drive killer right there. Not a really confident throw either. This one was kind of up for grabs, and it's going to come down the hands of the wrong team.
Brian Robinson Jr. making his way back onto the field.
He's up over 100 yards, and he'll be looking to get in the end zone again.
Has a tremendous nose for it, doesn't he? The ability to pile up yardage and find the end zone, that's the combination you want in your runner.
That's a combination any coach wants, and we'll see if he can find that end zone once more.
2nd and 9 from the 44.
Looking to throw. Sinclair firing quickly here, and that's complete.
And they're going to get this down to about the 37.
On 3rd and 2, Sinclair
over the middle, hauled in by Lamb. And he's going to have a Commanders first down as they get 5 there on 3rd and 2.
As an unbiased observer, I think it would have been interesting to see what they would have done if they hadn't gotten the first down there. But since they did, I guess the point is moot.
And they were right there in that middle ground, field goal range, punt, go for it. But as you said, they picked it up from the 32 now. Here's 1st and 10. Handoff now to Robinson. And they're going to stop him right at the line of scrimmage. Just no cutback lane to be found whatsoever. 2nd and 10. Back to throw now on 2nd and 10. Looking left side, it's complete. He's got it. And he'll go down at the 26 following a gain of 6. From the gun on 3rd down. Sinclair able to hit his target, Claypool. And he's going to have a Commanders first down by about a yard. It's a gain of 5 on 3rd and 4. 5th catch of the game for him there.
Yeah, the tight end position is now becoming a volume pass catcher. It used to be occasional, right? Safety valve. Throw one to him every so often, but mainly they want him out there to block. Nowadays, an integral part of the passing game, and they create such great mismatches that they often become the leading receiver.
Back to the ground with Robinson. And he gets it inside the 10 to the 9. 115 yards rushing for him now with a couple of touchdown runs to boot.
That's a nice run right there, able to get to the outside, and so many times defenses say, okay, we got you hemmed in. But if you're running the football, at least you know where everyone is coming from. You don't have to worry about the backside at all. That allows you to run with a little bit more confidence as you traverse down the field.
They'll run with Robinson. And he will maneuver his way down to about the 7. The line of scrimmage, the 7 now on 2nd and goal. Back to throw. Sinclair looking middle, and that's complete. Big play coming here. It's 3rd and goal. They'll try and run. This is Robinson. And not going to be able to push this forward. He runs into a wall right at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play that time, so a big stop, and it's going to leave him with a 4th and goal. And his kick is right there. It's good, and that will extend their lead even further. Well, the only silver lining on the other sideline, CD, is that they kept him out of the end zone, but still, that's another 3 points added on to this large lead.
Yeah, no shortage of scoring or big plays on defense in this one. And even up by 4 possessions, still finding ways to create opportunities and capitalize with points.
Atlanta now coming out on the field. Well, this has been a tough one for them, Charles. They've struggled really on both sides of the football. And one thing that's really plagued them, the turnovers. They've had issues keeping the football in their possession.
And every game that's ever been played, all coaches talk about taking care of the football and limiting turnovers. And in this one, after we saw that first turnover, we worried that things would snowball, and it certainly did, especially on the scoreboard.
And 2nd and 10, he'll look to throw again. And Jones has it over the middle. And this will be a gain of 5 as he gets it to the 30. These guys have punted 4 times already, and they're staring at a 5th, barring a conversion here on 3rd down. And now here's another interception. And he will bring this one back. An interception return for the Commanders' touchdown. And Charles, for this offense, those interception woes they kind of had in the first half have now followed them into the second half. And for this defense, they take advantage, turn that into a pick 6.
And that defense is in a spot now where they're thinking about ways to close this game out. As confidently as they've been playing, I expect them to do exactly that.
An extra point attempt to follow here. And the lead grows even larger here in the 3rd quarter. So the defense creating some points, not only getting the interception, but then returning it to the end zone for the pick 6. So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick 6, and now the kick is away. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. Here comes the Atlanta offense now ready to take over here. It's a game that they would rather probably forget about, at least to this point, Charles. And one reason is turnovers. A turnover on the last drive. They had the issue in the first half as well, and that's really, unfortunately for them, helped to put this game out of reach.
And you know they won't admit it to themselves, but we know that winning the game is pretty much out of the picture now. So their bottom line is, how do they play a clean game the rest of this one, right? Take care of the football, no more turnovers, and see how that works.
2nd and 4. Caught on the right side by Jones. And he'll get it out near the 40 to the 39. So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. From the shotgun, a give to Jones. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
I think it's pretty evident. We can say what a difference a week makes. Last week, he ran pretty much wild, didn't he? Did pretty much what he wanted to do. But this one, they stopped him cold. That, to me, that's good scouting and even better execution.
Yeah, and they stopped him behind the line right there. They obviously watched the tape a few times and made some adjustments. Now a toss left side into the hands of his tight end. An extra man here in the secondary for Washington on 3rd down. Now they'll throw here out of the gun. And he cannot avoid the pressure as the Washington pass rush gets home. He could not get away that time, and it'll be a loss of 11 on 3rd down.
It's been a tough one all game long for this offensive line. They're already down big, and now you know they're just going to come after the quarterback in a big way, don't you?
Yeah, they just can't get out of their own way right now. And it's created an avalanche, and an avalanche is coming right on top of them. The Falcons send out their punter as he'll come on to kick for a 6th time tonight. Taken from just outside the 30. A 39-yard punt, a return of 5. And it will be 1st and 10 as they take over. Set to go again. Here's Brian Robinson, the Commander offense. He is hoping to find the end zone for a 3rd time, and we sit now in the 3rd quarter.
And nothing would excite him more, but I think even more so, his offensive line. Anytime you've got a guy scoring that many times, that means you've done a really nice job in front of him.
You're always giving props to the big fellas up front.
It's always a good idea. Those are some massive men.
Looking to throw on 2nd down. Sinclair. They get 6. That'll leave them with 3rd and 4. From the shotgun, he'll look to throw. Steps away to his left. And he fumbled it. It's on the ground. And the Falcons grab it. And he'll return this one just shy of midfield to the 49. Had some good yardage there, too, before he fumbled that football, Charles.
Yeah, just think about it this way. Running backs, as a general rule, they kind of know when the end of a run is near, and you notice how they cover up, right? They protect the football. Sometimes quarterbacks forget that out in the open field. After a while, you start to wonder, does the running back coach visit the quarterback coach and say, hey, I can help you with this. We can protect this and make sure we keep the ball.
1 quarter remains here on a Sunday night. You are watching the NFL on EA Sports. Back now at FedEx Field. 5 yards remain on 2nd down. And this is a blowout so far as we get set for the 4th quarter. A very one-sided affair. That's into the hands of Pitts, the tight end. And he's going to be taken down just shy of the 35. Well, a touchdown here on this drive, it wouldn't really put much of a dent in the score, the deficit right now. But as you mentioned in the past, CD, their coach is probably just hoping to see something executed correctly on this drive before we close out the ball game.
Yeah, and I think that every guy who's on the field has to feel exactly the same way, because if not, they might be looking for replacements. Treat every drive as if it's
in trouble, and he's taken down. Well, this is getting ridiculous. 8 sacks now. That time multiple guys get to it.
Guys with his talent in the pocket aren't supposed to be getting hit like this, and you know an intense conversation with the offensive line is going to occur after this one. Might not be from him, but the offensive line coach will have plenty to say about this game.
Pass protection has been a problem all night long as they come up facing second and a bundle.
He'll look to throw. He sets up the screen to Jones. And he'll lose yardage here, back at the 47. So that'll go as a 4-yard loss on the play. And they're going to face an uphill battle here on 3rd and long.
I thought that wasn't a bad time to call the screen. I thought late game, down on the scoreboard, had to figure they were expecting a pass downfield.
So the edge rushers, they're coming. That could have hit big. You're right. Good recognition defensively to snuff that one out. Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. Thrown across his body, and it's intercepted. And they have the football and will set up shop at the 33-yard line. Wow, so wipe out the INT roughing the passer. What a disaster.
An absolute disaster, and you hope their lockers are not right next to each other.
Under a heavy rush, and down he goes. The sack recorded. It's a loss of 5, and now it's 2nd down.
Now, the number one mission of any offensive line, you got to protect that quarterback, keep him safe back there. This time, the rush got to him in a hurry.
Yeah, that's one where you turn to your lineman and say, guys, can I get a little help here? And you have to ask politely because, remember, they're blocking for you the entire game. But as a quarterback, you've also got to have the clock running in your head when you need to get rid of the football.
Well, the pressure too great, and he goes down once more.
Brought down by multiple defenders, and it's a loss of 12.
Part of my vocabulary isn't that great, but to me, there's only one word that fits this front 7 today, and that's dominant. 4 and 5 sacks is already rare in one game. Getting to more than 6 in one contest while winning by this many points, an absolutely astounding effort by every player involved.
The offense on 3rd down tonight, they've had a lot of chances, but not much success, converting only 3 times. This will be 3rd and a mile. He'll look to throw. Flushed out right, and he'll just get rid of it. The Falcons send out their punter as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. And they won't risk defending a return here. That one's out of bounds, and it'll be spotted at the 14-yard line. The Commanders' offense returning to the field as they try to finish things off in this 4th quarter, and that current 5-game win streak looking like it's going to go to 6. They'll start on the ground with Gibson. And not much to speak of. Call it a 1-yard gain up to the 15.
Straight ahead, it's Robinson.
And good yardage as he gets this one up to about the 23.
125 yards on the ground for him now as he has gotten better, really, as the night's gone on.
Brandon, I've got to think this offensive line has got some smiles on its faces. And I know it sounds crazy, but they practiced for this back in training camp. They knew they'd be in situations where it'd be extra defenders in the box coming after them, trying to keep them from locking down a game. Right now, they want to show the world they're up to the challenge.
They only needed 1 yard on 3rd down. They get 10 instead by going to the air.
Well, this one probably not the close game you would expect or hope to see in prime time, CD. But, of course, that wasn't their intent in preparing for this one. They said they felt like their offense was ready to put up some points. And, my goodness, it has been a dominant display in front of a national audience.
Yeah, they thought it, and it certainly came to fruition, didn't it? They've been dominant in so many ways in this one. If you weren't paying attention to this group before, you certainly are now after seeing this type of victory from them.
So after the run for no gain, here's 2nd and 10. Operating from the gun, Sinclair able to hit his target, Lamb. And he went nowhere. He'll lose yardage back to the 29. It'll be a loss of 4 yards on the play. And it's going to be 3rd down and a ways to go here. 3rd and 14.
On 3rd down, Robinson.
It's a 6-yard gain, and it leaves them looking at a 4th down.
Washington going to send out their punter,
as he'll come on to kick this one away. He's averaging just under 50 yards a punt as he gets this away. Calls for the fair catch, makes the fair catch just inside the 15-yard line. So possession goes over here on the punt. And the Falcons will get it 1st and 10 from deep in their own territory. They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. Escaping the pressure right.
Chase Young.
He continues to wreak havoc in the offensive backfield. Sack number 16 on the year.
Well, we all know this quarterback had to spend plenty of time studying prior to the game, but he has to be tired of seeing these guys, especially him. 3rd time now he's brought this quarterback down. Whole defense has had a great game, but 3 sacks, not hard to find who one of the leaders of that effort was.
Pass protection has been a problem all night long as they come up facing 2nd and a bundle. Back to throw now in his own end zone.
He's got his pass-catching tight end. That's Pitts.
They'll drop to throw. And my goodness, another interception.
Picked off by Cameron Curl. And the Commanders are going to take possession of the football.
Well, partner, I got to tell you, I'm trying to think of something positive to say for this offense, but I'd have to be a spin doctor for that one. This has been a tough performance to watch.
And I think it's hard at this point to actually identify what's really gone wrong. I guess the catch-all is everything. Doesn't sound like real sharp analysis, but I don't have much else for you.
And the scoreboard just lopsided, and it's been ugly from the get-go. Suddenly, it's 1st and goal after the interception. A quick change in the situation here. Looking to throw. Sinclair.
He's got it. Touchdown, Commanders.
A great effort there. His first touchdown on the year.
And the Commanders add on to their lead, and it's looking like that win streak is going to extend another week. Well, Charles, he's still a young signal caller in this league, 2nd year in the NFL. I don't know if last year as a rookie, if he would have worked through his progressions like he did on that touchdown pass.
I think you're right about that. We're seeing him grow up right in front of our eyes because when he went to his primary read, he recognized that they were all over that. So he continued to survey the field, picked up another target, delivered a pass exactly where it needed to be. A very mature play for the 2nd-year quarterback.
Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away.
Fielded just outside the goal line. And he will be brought down here inside the 20. Good coverage as he's dropped at the 17.
Atlanta now coming out on the field.
And that 5-game win streak is ticking away here in the 4th quarter. Just haven't been as sharp in this one.
They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. And fortunately, he's able to reel it back in, but it's going to go down as a big loss here on the play. Dangerous spot for them to cough it up. Lucky to have recovered because had the defense gotten it, they were already within a shadow of the goalpost.
And then you're yelling at your own defense. Sudden change, sudden change. That's not what you want to hear on your sideline. That means you got to run out there and try and stop an offense who has the ball in a very advantageous position.
Pass protection has been a problem all night long as they come up facing 2nd and a bundle.
Got this complete to the tight end, Pitts.
And no forward progress here. This is going to be a safety. Things are just going from bad to worse now. It's a safety that does them in here, and that is one frustrated offensive unit.
They can't get out from under their own shadow right now. I mean, I know this is the NFL, but could you imagine a college crowd right now? That's what they'd be doing. They'd be chanting, "Start the bus," because they think this one is over.
So a free kick situation forthcoming from the 20 as they'll punt this one away. Fielded just inside the 20. Good footwork at the 30.
Another drive coming up for this Washington offense. And after the interception, they are sitting in an even better spot with the ball and a comfortable fourth quarter lead. Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. They start on the ground with Robinson here. And nothing much materializing there on the first down run. He'll get a couple, and that's it. They'll run again here with Robinson. Not much there. Maybe a couple up to the 35. They are in need of 6 yards here if they hope to move the chains. They're going option play on 3rd down. And he's got room. And he's taken down right at the 45-yard line. Excellent job on the keeper. 20 yards and a first down. It looked like almost a miscommunication defensively because once he decided to keep it, he had pretty smooth sailing.
Yeah, it became a question of, wait a minute, who's got the quarterback? And when you talk about miscommunication, it's supposed to be called assignment football on the defensive side of the ball. But the assignment gets mixed up. That's the end result.
Robinson up the middle. And not a whole lot of room to operate there on the first down run. He gets maybe 3. 3 yards on that last carry. Here's 2nd and 7. On the give, here's Robinson. On a nice burst there as he'll take this inside the 30 to the 28-yard line. 13 yards there on a Washington first.
Well, that's a carry they have to be satisfied with. And throughout this game, they've been satisfied with what he's given them. Whenever they've needed a big run, a first down, he's the guy they've turned to. And it doesn't matter what the defense thinks. They feel like they've got the confidence to keep handing it to him and keep picking up good yardage.
On the run, it's Robinson.
And they're knocking on the door now as a good run there. Going to take this to about the 10-yard line.
A good gain again. That's now 31 yards combined on those last 2 plays.
No doubt those are the types of carries they're looking for here, Charles. The lead in the fourth quarter. This is when coaches that have a reliable running game, they breathe a little easier on the sideline.
Yeah, they love the idea that they can take the air out of the football at this point of the game. That means they're really counting on that offensive line, counting on the runners, taking care of the football, because you're going to tell your quarterback, hey, no time to be a hero. We're not going to throw it here. Just eat up that clock. And if you have the ball, they can't score.
And running room hard to come by here. He gets it down to the 8. Now they'll switch it up here and look to throw. And down he goes. Pressure gets him back at the 14. Rashawn Gary, his 2nd sack of the night.
All right, let's give them a little bit of applause here. Good for them, because this has been a defensive nightmare for them thus far. At least they're finally getting a couple of big plays. Won't make the scoreboard of the ride home easier, but one good moment to watch in film next week.
Just 2 minutes remaining here in the fourth quarter of what has been a one-sided affair.
So it's Commanders football as we get back to it.
9th play of the drive coming up, and certainly not an easy one on 3rd and long.
They'll run this one right with Robinson.
And this effort won't be enough as they rally up to stop him a couple of yards short. They do get 12, but they'll be marked short. And that leads to a 4th down. And his kick here is good. And that will extend their lead even further. So he remains perfect. 3 for 3 in the field goal department.
And it's so important for any offense to have an ace like him up their sleeve, isn't it? Because now you know what his range is. And as soon as your offense gets there, you're pretty much counting on 3 points going up on the board.
Taken in at the 3. And he'll get it up just past the 20 as these guys will go to work at the 21-yard line. And Atlanta prepped and ready for its next possession. But we said it at halftime that they would need a nearly perfect second half to erase that deficit that they were facing, CD. But unfortunately, the second half has pretty much been a carbon copy of the first.
Yeah, that early lead was almost insurmountable the way their opponent was playing. And, partner, They do have some good news, though. This one is getting close to being over, and they can try and hit the reset button starting tomorrow.
They'll wind up losing 3 there on the sack. Good pressure, and it's second down.
We all know he's one of the better quarterbacks in the league, but definitely not today. His team trailing by multiple touchdowns and a late sack. Just a parting gift from the defense for him to take back to the locker room with him.
Pass protection has been a problem all night long as they come up facing second and a bundle. Got a man, that's Ayuk. And able to get this across the 20 before going out of bounds. On third down, he'll drop to throw.
Yeah, this pass broken up. Excellent coverage there on third down, as that was not an easy one to hold on to.
They lead big, and a major part of that has been how they've taken their play to a whole new level this second half. No points allowed since the break, and you can add another incompletion to the total number that they forced in this runaway contest.
And on fourth down, on is the punt team sending this one away. 44-yard punt, return of 9.
And they will take over first and 10.
Out comes Washington's offense as they get set to take over here.
Well, they don't need to score here, that's for sure. They could just kneel it. They've got the huge lead late fourth quarter, but we'll see how they're feeling, Charles.
Yeah, we all know people out there who like to use every second of the clock, no matter what the score. And we know they don't need the points. They've scored in abundance already. Let's find out how they want to finish this ball game.
15 yards the pickup. First down, Washington.
Every great running backs coach I've talked with has always talked about when you have great vision, you're not consciously thinking about your cuts and your moves. You're just doing them. And I think that's what we're seeing tonight. He's about run them into submission, hasn't he?
You took the words right out of my mouth. I was just going to use that phrase. He has run them into submission.
Wave the white flag.
Well, fans usually love to see scoring, and there was no shortage of it today. What a dominant showing from an offense that was truly playing at an elite level in this contest.
Partner, this game was over a long time ago. And you noticed they did not want to slow down anything. Absolutely a dream scenario for everyone on that offense, and they took advantage of every second. Guaranteed popcorn for everyone in their film session.
So for Washington,
they remain as hot as anyone, 6-0 now through the first month and a half. And they will hit the road next week to take on the Carolina Panthers. Meanwhile, for the Falcons, they taste defeat for the first time this season as they drop to 5-1. And they'll look to get back on the beam next week as they host the Tampa Bay Buccaneers.